Here are the top 5 mistakes I made with $1 million in ad spend marketing for my chiropractic clients. What's up, everybody? It's Tristan Parmley with More Media. I'm so grateful you're here and thank you in advance for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button as you find value throughout this video and comment if you have any questions. Make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe because I'm going to be releasing a lot more content like this if you like it. Let's hop into the video. Number 1, not having a clear exchange between me and my clients for when the customers and sales became their responsibility to market to or to take over. For example, when I first started, we delivered tons of content. We would get tons of clicks and DMs and messages and website inquiries, but clients weren't always perfectly satisfied with that because they didn't know how to translate that into sales. Then when we started giving them leads and lists of leads, they also did not know how to have the systems to turn those into sales. And so we always thought we were doing our job and giving them an exchange for our service, but they were not always satisfied. It wasn't until we moved into doing phone consultations, where before every offer, we require a phone consultation, where it became super clear what we were exchanging for the price of their ad spend and for the price of our service. Also, most offices, most teams, most businesses do not have a marketing and sales team, and they're not very well trained. And so by delivering, leads or delivering people who are sending inquiries didn't necessarily mean they would make more money because they didn't know what to do with that business. They didn't have the systems to do that. But by forcing the calls and pushing it into that method, into that space, we're able to get super clear on when the exchange happens, when the sale happens, because it's basically a pre-sale to book them for the appointment in the local office. Now we make it super clear for all of our clients because we're just focused on phone calls, and every agency, every sales, agency also out there is focused on calls and on phone calls because it's one of the lowest friction, lowest cost ways to pre-qualify leads and get them booked for the next process in your sales system. Number 2, client reporting. We did not hold our clients accountable to any stats. We were serving them. Who were we to ask them to send us their numbers? Wrong, right? It's never gonna work that way. If you're spending someone's money and your job is to make them more money, you have to know if you made them more money. So in addition to the leads and people who were coming in additionally before we were doing the phone process, and even after, when we first started doing the phone process, we were not holding clients accountable for marking how that went, reporting to us how that went, reporting to us actually how much money people spent when they came into their business. We were not holding people accountable to that, and so we could not pivot and change our KPIs and change our standards to be able to make sure our clients were making money. In addition to being able to know their stats so we can pivot, we also didn't know how to make our offers better, how to make our system better. And we weren't holding them accountable for what they were doing with the leads. Now we hold them accountable for who shows up to every single phone call and what those calls end up in. And then, when people book sales, what happens after the sale. That way we know exactly how well we're doing and we can expand or we can pivot depending on what we need to do. Number 3, offers. They've got to have sex appeal and they've got to have a great money model. When we first started, everything we did was up to our clients, and it was in every industry. It wasn't just chiropractic. I've worked in a lot of different industries with our media teams, and we would let them decide the offers based off of what they wanted to do, what made sense to them. It's a terrible way to run the business. You should really be educated on the offers that work best in your industry and also on the money models to make sure you're profitable or breaking even at least on your ad spend. And so before we were doing phone calls and before we were doing the other things I mentioned, we were just spending money, spending ads, spending their budgets that they were using on us. And we didn't really know how that was translating on the money model of what they were selling. So they may get 100 leads for a product though that may only be worth $100, and the cost would cost them way too much. When we started to change that money model to start selling things that were going to be worth $250, $500 up front, and then selling another $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 product, we were able to make sure we were making money every single time we put dollars in. And then we were able to make our offers a little bit sexier. I think by now, if you're interested in any marketing, you should go read Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers. If you're not familiar, there's a lot of things you can do to make your offers better. And for us, it all came down to focusing on point number 4. Point number 4 is focusing on the problem instead of the solution. We were so focused on the solution, right? In our industry, working with natural health service providers, there's huge egos. Everyone wants to believe that they're the solution to every problem. But when you go around telling everyone that you're the solution to the problem, this is a quote I actually heard from somebody else. If you go around acting like you're the solution, it makes you seem like you have a big ego. No one wants to listen to you. But when you go around talking about people's problems and empathizing with them and providing a solution when they agree to that problem, you're actually able to guide them in a way that's helpful. And so we have to remember, they're not subscribing to, us or buying our thing. They're subscribing to our ideas first. And so when we started marketing the problems like headache challenge, like knee pain challenge, we started without changing anything else about our offers, getting way cheaper leads and way more interest just because we were focusing on a problem and packaging it in a way that said, we are gonna solve this specific solution. Now there's all kinds of sexier ways to make your offers better, like giving something for free, value adds, like we've done with massages. And I've already made 2 videos about that. You can see exactly how we did that and made millions of dollars for our clients. But when it comes down to offers, read Alex Hormozi's book. That'll make point number 3 better. You won't make that mistake. Also, focus on the actual problems. Don't just try to sell your solution. Most of the time, what you believe is a solution doesn't actually fix problems that people have. You need to make sure you're solving the problems people have. Number 5, removing friction. We were so terrified to ask our clients for more and to tell our clients that we needed to take more control and more access to be able to pivot quickly. And what I mean by that is we would be logging into our clients' ClickFunnels account or their MailChimp or ActiveCampaign because we wanted to be able to make it easy for them. Or we would be working with 10 or 20 different tools to be able to provide for all the different clients in the way that they wanted to be served. And instead, what actually happened was we had a ton of friction when it came to serving our clients. It was extremely difficult to pivot because all these systems were totally different. And then we had to be able to pioneer our own way to make this better. Luckily, there's a lot of technology for that, like Go High Level, which you can see, our links and templates to in the description below this video. But there's also a lot more things you need to look out for when it comes to eliminating friction in your marketing campaigns and avoiding spend. The things you need to look for when it comes to eliminating friction is like going ahead and making all of the business accounts, the LinkedIn, the Google, the Facebook, the TikTok, no matter what your advertising you're working with, you're doing on your behalf for this agenda, you need to go ahead and create all the other accounts, business managers and ad accounts, pixels, and install them and get them tracking. Get that going, eliminate that friction early, because then when you need to go maybe change channels because you lose a Facebook ad account, which has happened to us plenty of times, you can just change channels and take the same offer and go run it over there. That often works as long as you actually know how to run ads on those platforms. And another way you can eliminate friction is making sure you have a point of contact who is not the owner of the business, who's usually like a manager or something, who has all the logins, who has a phone number you can use for 2-factor authentication, and has all the systems and permission, probably a credit card on file, when you need to be able to update and make changes to things inside of other systems. That was the big mistake that we made also, is that we made it so hard to make changes because it always required the owner of the businesses to work with us. Now, with remote media teams, we're able to work with their teams and help them install teams, and they're able to work with my team. So often, I'm not having to work one-on-one with clients unless they're my top clients or people we're doing a lot of services for. And there you have it. Those are the top 5 mistakes I think we made with $1 million in ad spend. Like I said, I've made millions of dollars in mistakes. I really don't want that to happen to you. So please, if you found value from this video, give it a comment, ask questions so we can start a thread. If you want more details, you want to have a private conversation, I'll link our social below. As always, go ahead and hit subscribe if you found value, because I'm going to be releasing a lot more content just like this. I'm Tristan Parmley with More Media, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.